We now go to Chief Washington Correspondent James Rosen, who has a closer look at the allegations that the U.S. could be committing war crimes under the president's plan. James, what have you found out?
Well, Katrina and John, good afternoon. At that news conference yesterday, President Trump brushed aside all mention of war crimes, unwilling even to acknowledge that some kinds of sites should be ruled out as targets. You heard this clip, a bit of it, earlier in my colleague Mike Carter's report from the White House. Here's a longer version of it.
Very little is off limits in Iran as far as targeting, including power plants, bridges, you've mentioned those.
Very little is off limits.
Are there certain kinds of civilian targets, though? I'm thinking schools
I don't want to
or
tell you that.
hospitals that you
I don't want to tell you that.
Okay.
We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen.
Today, senior U.S. officials say our armed forces have struck again at Karg Island, the oil production hub 16 miles off the coast of Iran. The joint Israeli-U.S. operations have already struck military targets there, but the president's threats, if carried out, would surely involve additional strikes at energy infrastructure on the island, either to damage or capture it. Brenda Schaefer is a professor at the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School who has written extensively on the intersection between politics, energy, and national security. She argues President Trump would be wrong not to target Iran's energy infrastructure. Schaefer is the co-author, most recently, of Operational Energy. Her views are her own and do not necessarily reflect those of the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School.
When I started seeing the global reaction to Trump saying that he's, going to take out some power plants, I mean, it's so basic that militaries deny their enemies access to energy. I mean, anyone who knows even the most basic history, World War I, World War II, U-boats, Hitler trying to get to the Caucasus, it's such a basic factor of war fighting. If he wasn't doing it, that would be a problem, but it's just an amazing era where it's considered something so problematic to even deny your enemy's armies energy supplies.
In an interview with the New York Times earlier this year, President Trump said, quote, "I don't need international law," and cited, quote, "my own morality" as the only limit on his global powers. John and Katrina.
All right, James Rosen, excellent reporting there. We appreciate that. We watch and wait what happens next.